Hello everyone. In this video, I'll discuss why you might prefer the paper-based IELTS over the computer-based format. Before we begin, push the subscribe button now if you're thinking of taking IELTS soon and want a higher score. First, let's understand the two formats. IELTS can be taken in two ways, on the computer or the traditional paper-based method. Each has its own advantages, of course, but by the end of this video, you'll have learned why IELTS on paper might be the better choice for you. As far as the listening module is concerned, both formats have the same content and question types. However, on the computer-delivered test, you will read the questions and listen to the recordings on a computer and type your answers with a keyboard. Another key difference in the listening module is that on paper, you will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers from the question booklet to the answer sheet. While if you take IELTS on the computer, there will be almost no check-in time at the end of the test. In reading, both test formats have the same content and question types. But the problem with the IELTS reading on the computer is that unlike paper-based IELTS, you cannot easily underline, highlight, or cross out parts of the passage or questions, so skimming and scanning will be more difficult on a computer. In the writing section, both formats have the same tasks. On the paper-based test, you will write your answers using a pen or pencil. On the computer-delivered test, you will type your answers in a text box. Another difference in the writing section is that on the computer, you will see the word count and a timer, but on paper, you will need to count the words yourself and keep track of time using a clock on the wall of the examination room. If you're more comfortable writing by hand than typing, then the paper-based test is ideal. Handwriting allows for a more natural flow of ideas, and for many, it is easier to organize thoughts on paper. Now let's talk about the speaking part. The speaking test is the same for both formats. You will have a face-to-face conversation with an IELTS examiner. What about test availability? Well, it really depends on the country and test center. Usually, there are computer-based tests up to 7 days a week and 3 times a day, while paper-based IELTS tests are usually held about once a week. And when it comes to test results, your electronic IELTS test scores, or test report form, will be issued 3 to 5 days after a computer-delivered test. But if you take IELTS on paper, you will get your results 13 days after the test date. So, after learning about the differences, do you prefer to take the IELTS test on the computer or on paper? Write your choice in the comment section below. Speaking from my experience with hundreds of IELTS students, you shouldn't take the test on the computer if some of these conditions apply to you. If the test center in your area still delivers IELTS on paper, don't take IELTS on the computer. If you're not comfortable using a computer, you may prefer to take the paper-based test. Technical issues can be a big concern in computer-based tests. From computer crashes to keyboard problems, these glitches can disrupt your test and affect your performance. You may be used to your own keyboard and your own operating system, but obviously they won't be available to you in the test room. There will be a simple mouse and a basic keyboard. If you find it challenging to think, type, and read at the same time on a screen, the paper-based IELTS might suit you better. If your eyes get tired quickly looking at a computer screen for nearly 3 hours, don't take IELTS on the computer. Staring at a computer screen for long periods of time can cause eye strain. In a paper-based test, this is less of a concern, making it a more comfortable option for many people. If you're not a fast typist, you may prefer to take the paper-based test. If you get nervous in test situations, maybe you should take the paper-based IELTS as you may be more familiar with the test format. There's also something about the feel of paper. Many test takers find it easier to navigate through questions, especially in the reading section when they can physically flip through pages. You really should choose the IELTS format that minimizes your test anxiety. Now, I believe the only good reasons why you should take the IELTS on the computer would be if your handwriting is not neat and legible, or if you can't wait until the next available paper-based IELTS, or if you can't wait for your IELTS test results to be issued in 13 days. Remember, the best choice depends on your personal comfort and preferences. My recommendation, though, is that if you have the option and feel more at ease with the paper-based format, just go for it. What do you think now? Which type of IELTS do you prefer? Write your choice in the comments section below and try to change my mind. And if you want to get a good score in IELTS, make sure to subscribe to IELTS Choose channel now. We have useful tips and lessons for you every week. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.